Welcome to the Prince Makai channel. It's your boy Prince Makai and I am back with another video.
When all the smoke like a vape pen. Hold on, brother, chase him. Say my name, I pop up like the boogeyman. Fucking the game over dropping bangers with no...
Today I want to talk about how not only students or your peers or your friends can be your first bully or be bullies, period. Sometimes it can actually be the teachers, the adults, the authority that can also be bullies as well.
And the truth hurts.
I'm not saying this to bash this woman. I haven't seen this woman in years. First of all, I haven't seen her since I've graduated middle school, and she was my middle school teacher. I don't tell these stories to bash anybody. I don't tell these stories to embarrass anybody, to start anything with anybody, but this is my truth. I'm speaking my truth. These are my experiences, and it's very therapeutic for me to not only write about it, but now on my YouTube channel, get it out there. And it can also help other people. Yes, my teacher was the very first adult bully that I've seen when it comes to bullying children. I was in middle school and I was 11 years old. I had just came back from living with my father in DC. I'm coming back, no school, no environment. I did know some of the kids there already, but the other kids I didn't know. I'm not going to say her real name, so let's just call her Miss Laura. I've already known Miss Laura because my mother had been teaching there since 2008, and I had went and did the transfer to go to school there in 2011 in January. So I had already known her for a couple of years, and I've always known her to be very nice, very sweet, and from what I've seen, everyone in the school, I'm talking about the teachers, got along because it was it's a private middle school that I went to by an amazing man who was the head of the company. She was our social studies / history teacher, and I started to notice that this one kid that I became good friends with, actually I pretty much sacrificed my, I guess, being cool with the other kids in my class to stand by him because they were bullying the fuck out of him. Now, mind you, I don't have a problem with any of them now. Actually, I'm still friends with some of them. We used to fight all the time and then be cool, and fight, then be cool, and argue and be cool. Like, we were like brothers, really, if you want to put it that way. We were like brothers, but I didn't get along with them at the time because I didn't like the fact that they were bullying my friend that I became friends with at the time. Let's call him Robert. I didn't like that they were bullying Robert because he was big, he was overweight, and he had an odor to him, and they used to just crack on him every day and make fun of him every single day. Talk about his mother. I mean, they used to just talk about what he wore, because I guess he didn't have the latest whatever, and just pretty much picked him apart. Now, mind you, he's a big boy, and I just never understood why he didn't stick up for himself, but I ended up doing it, and I ended up saying, you know what, I'm not going to be cool with them, and I'm going to be cool with you. So I became kind of like enemy number 2.
I feel that that's too bad. That, no, I'm not.
But I would notice that she would allow them to bully him. She would allow them to say things right in front of her and make fun of him. And I come from schools where the teachers weren't playing that. You know what I'm saying? So it was just kind of weird and odd to me that she would just sit there and watch them. Like, for example, when I first, like the second or third day, they were already doing a project. Mind you, I came in like the third semester. They were already doing a project. Everybody else was rating all of their presentations with high scores, because it was when you had to go up to the class and present your presentation. So when it came to him, everybody rated him at a low score. Once again, I'm starting to peep her just letting it happen. But not only that, though, but she would say things like, he did have an odor to him. Body odor a little bit mixed with cigarette smell. And that was because, and not to talk bad on it because I love his mother, but she smoked cigarettes. So I'm just assuming that obviously when you come from a home that smells like cigarettes, you're going to have it on your clothes. You're going to have it, whatever the case may be. Mind you, when I went over there, I never smelled cigarettes, but he used to just always come to school with a cigarette smell. We're 11 years old, and my school was about men of honor, raising up young boys into young men. and teaching us how to be gentlemen, preparing us for the world. So we had to do this thing where we'll be in line to go in class, and we had to shake the teacher's hand one by one and be like, "Good morning," hello. So when it would come to Robert, Miss Laura would just be like, "Oh my gosh, Robert, that cigarette smell, my God," like in front of us.
What the did you just do?
Like, who does that? Like, you are an adult. We're 11 years old. You are our teacher. Like, what are you doing? Like, embarrassing him like that in front of everybody.
She's not right.
And she would do that all the time. And I'm like,
There's something wrong with her.
no other teacher would do that. Another thing as well, Miss Laura, every time that Robert did something, she would stop her class in the middle of what we were doing, and she would call his mother. If she didn't answer, she would call another family member, his aunts or whoever. She will go down the line of family members that she knows and call their number in the middle of our class. I ended up just getting used to it. Whenever she would say smart remarks to him, he would just sit there and take it. You're getting bullied from the kids and a teacher. Like, I can only imagine what that was doing to him. And that's why I even felt more compelled to stick up for him. I ended up being an outcast with him and arguing with the whole class every day. It even got to the point where she held a meeting. This is why I can never respect her, not even as a teacher, but as a person.
No.
She knew the conflicts that we had with the other students and in our class. She decided to call a meeting, talk about why everyone doesn't like Makai. What are you doing? Like, that's, first of all, that's messy.
That's dirty what you're doing. It's a low blow. No, and it's messy.
That's out of order, out of line.
She used to do a lot of real whack.
This is 50.com.
Like whack shit, you know?
So we sat down and we started talking about it, but nothing was accomplished because I ended up just going back and forth with the kids. And even one of the kids was like, well, just go back to fucking DC. I got so emotional from it because I'm being ganged up on. And Robert, he couldn't even stand up for himself, so he wasn't going to stand up for me. As a matter of fact, our whole friendship in middle school, he never stood up for me. But that's another story for another time. I forgive him, but he didn't have, I know now that he didn't have the strength to do that.
People control her because she's a weak duck.
They're screaming at me like, we don't give a fuck, go back to DC. And I just storm off crying. Now, everybody's outside the hallway just surrounding me, including my mom. And I just scream, like, I want to go back to DC. And I just run off crying. Now, my mom, I am her cub, and she is the mama lion. I'm not going to say too much, but that was handled. And I don't know how someone can sleep at night and do something like that, especially the children. I mean, bullying someone, period, but especially the children, and don't feel bad at all.
For you to do that, you are a sick woman.
I did kind of let that go because we had her up until after midway through 7th grade, and she left. Robert still felt some kind, like, he hated her. He still felt some kind of way towards her. She shows up to our graduation. She comes up to me and she's like, "Hi, Makai, give me a hug." And I gave her a hug because I used to forgive people easily. Like, this was like 2 years ago. It's not that deep, the whole meeting thing. And then we've had her since then, and I didn't really have any problems with her since. So I'm like, okay, cool. It's been a while. Hey, how are you? Hi, Robert. And she tried to give him a hug, and he pushed away. He was like, mm-mm.
No.
Oh, okay. The shade starts early.
She was like, oh, okay. And she said, oh, it's fine, it's fine. You got curved. Like, this is all new to me. I've never seen a child, kind of back away from an adult or refuse a greeting from an adult, because how I grew up is, you pay respect to your elders no matter what. You speak when an elder is speaking to you, or you speak first, or you be polite no matter what. So I'm looking at him swerve her, and I'm like, oh, shit. That just comes to show that, you can't just do stuff like that to people and think that they're going to forget and then want to be all cool with you. And you've never apologized. You've never had a conversation with him. You leave the school and then you come back a year later for our graduation and you think it's all good that you're about to hug him. Adults can also be bullies. Parents can be bullies. At the end of the day, it's not just kids bullying other kids. This is the Prince Makai channel. Thanks for watching.
Peace.